All right, let's jump straight into this explainer and demystify the ultimate foundational stepping stone for your financial freedom, saving your first 1 million shillings. For a lot of us, hitting that specific milestone feels like standing at the base of a massive, unscalable mountain. It just feels incredibly distant, right? Especially when you're looking at a bank account that is starting from absolute zero. You might legitimately wonder if it's even worth taking that first step, but what we're going to explore today completely flips that narrative on its head. We're going to dive into the mechanics of saving based on the core principles of building wealth from the ground up and show you exactly how this milestone is entirely within your reach.
Here's our game plan to get you there. First, we'll look at the first million milestone. Then we'll break down the actual math, cover some smart saving strategies, and finally, hit that UGX target.
Section 1. The first million milestone.
Okay, before anything else, we have to address the psychological mountain of zero savings. It's that starting line nobody really likes to talk about. You sit down, you check your accounts, and the balance is empty. On top of that, there's the harsh reality of unexpected expenses, those sudden emergencies or unplanned bills that basically keep us from even trying to save. It creates this endless cycle of hesitation, and honestly, just seeing 1 million UGX written out with all those zeros can totally trigger some anxiety. It's a 7-figure number, and our brains naturally associate 7 figures with massive difficulty, or assume we need a huge, sudden windfall of cash to get there. But accumulating this exact number changes your financial mindset forever. Why? Because the absolute hardest part of saving isn't the math. It's proving to yourself that you actually have the discipline to accumulate wealth. Once you cross this specific threshold, you transition from someone who just hopes to save to someone who is a saver.
There's a really fascinating contrast between our default habits and practical reality. The spending mindset is essentially a trap of immediate gratification. We've all been there. Those spontaneous weekend outings, like suddenly deciding you absolutely need to buy a round of expensive drinks on a Saturday night or ordering takeout when you have perfectly good food sitting in the fridge. Those moments feel great in the instant for sure, but they quietly drain your potential wealth. On the flip side, we have the saving mindset. And here's the key. It isn't about making a massive salary. It's focused entirely on micro-saving and consistent daily habits. It's a total perspective shift. You do not need a huge income to hit 1 million shillings. You literally just need to rethink those tiny daily micro decisions.
Moving on to Section 2, breaking down the math.
When you look at the total sum all at once, it's a brick wall. But by stripping away the emotion and looking purely at the math, it magically becomes a simple staircase. By slicing that 1 million shillings into smaller time frames, we kill the anxiety and make the numbers highly approachable. Think about it. If you give yourself a 1-year time frame, you only need a monthly target of a little over 83,000 shillings. Want to accelerate your progress and hit it in 6 months? Just focus on a weekly target of roughly 38,000 shillings. And if you're feeling truly ambitious and want to reach that milestone in just 3 months, you shrink your focus to a daily target of around 11,000 shillings. Suddenly, we aren't talking about 1 million anymore. We're just talking about what you do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis.
And this is where you get your aha moment. If you picture the entire 1 million shillings as a giant pie, your daily micro-saving target is just this tiny, almost invisible sliver hovering around 1%. You don't have to carry the weight of the entire 99% today. You only have to secure that tiny little slice. When you focus solely on that sliver today, it is incredibly easy to manage. And day by day, those tiny slices just naturally accumulate into the whole circle.
Which brings us to Section 3, Smart Saving Strategies.
Now, knowing the math is one thing, but having the tactical habits to execute that math is what actually gets you across the finish line. So let's map out 3 actionable steps you can take today to climb that staircase without feeling completely overwhelmed. Step 1. Start with daily micro-saving. Find a tiny amount you can set aside every single day, almost without even noticing it. Step 2. Skip the extra weekend expense. The weekend is notorious for completely derailing budgets. I mean, Friday night hits, you relax, and suddenly money is flying out for entertainment, food, and socializing. By just saying no to 1 extra outing or 1 spontaneous purchase on a Saturday, you can often fund an entire week's worth of daily micro-saving goals. Just 1 swapped habit makes the math work. And step 3, escalate progressive financial strategies. As you get comfortable with small savings, you slowly increase the amount. You stretch your saving muscles, progressing safely without shocking your lifestyle.
Let's rattle off a few rapid-fire, everyday habits to turbocharge this journey. First, track every shilling daily. You simply cannot manage what you do not measure. Second, cut out unnecessary micro-expenses. It's those little daily leaks that ultimately sink the ship. Third, and honestly, this is a huge one, treat savings like a mandatory bill. Pay yourself first. The electricity company doesn't wait around to see if you have leftover money at the end of the month, right? Neither should your savings account. It has to be non-negotiable. Fourth, capitalize on unexpected income. If you get a bonus at work or a cash gift, route it straight to the milestone target, not to your spending pool. And finally, celebrate the small target wins. When you hit your weekly goal, acknowledge it. It builds the momentum you absolutely need to keep going.
Finally, Section 4. Hitting your UGX target.
When you maintain this discipline, hitting your target becomes this incredible moment of realization that goes way beyond the money itself. Learning how to save your first 1 million shillings isn't just a financial exercise, it's a profound life lesson. Reaching this milestone proves that securing your financial future isn't about giant leaps, getting lucky, or waiting for some massive paycheck. Instead, it's entirely about mastering the small, consistent steps. It's all about the power of compounding habits. Because once you have 1 million shillings sitting safely in your account, you possess the exact blueprint you need to save your next million and the million after that. You have officially rewired your financial DNA.
We've seen the roadmap, we've broken down the math, and we have the strategies right in our hands. Since hitting 1 million shillings is entirely based on your daily choices and your willingness to commit to those micro targets, the path forward is crystal clear. So the only real question left to ask yourself is this: are you going to keep staring at the mountain, or will your day one begin right now?